Hello, dear friend. Welcome back to English Talks with Avie. Relax, listen, and improve your English.
Hello, my friend. It is so nice to be with you again. I want you to think about something today. Who are you when you speak your own language? Are you funny? Are you serious? Are you the person who tells the best stories at dinner? Now, think about who you are in English. Does it feel different? Today's story is for everyone who feels like they are two different people when speaking two different languages. It's a story about Nina, a new city, and the courage it takes to speak with only half a language. Let's begin. The rain in Seattle didn't fall like the rain in Nina's home country. Back home, the rain was loud. It danced on the metal roofs and smelled like hot dust and wet flowers. Here, the rain was like a secret. It was a soft, gray mist that turned the world into a quiet painting. Nina stood in her new kitchen. The apartment was still mostly empty. There were brown boxes piled in the corners. The air smelled like new paint and wood. She held a cup of tea in her hands. The ceramic was warm against her palms. She looked out the window at the cars moving slowly on the wet street below. Nina had been in the city for exactly 1 week. She had a new job in a design office. She had a new grocery store. She had a new bus route. Everything was new. But there was something else that felt new too: her voice. Back home, Nina was the light of the room. She was the one who made her friends laugh until they cried. She was fast. She was clever. She could find the perfect word for every situation. But here, in this gray city, Nina felt like she was living behind a thick sheet of glass. She could see everyone. She could hear everyone, but she couldn't quite reach them. On her first day at the office, a woman named Maya came to her desk. Maya had a bright smile and a yellow coffee mug. "Hey, Nina, welcome to the team," Maya said. She spoke quickly. Her words ran together like a fast river. "We usually go out to tacos on Tuesdays. You should come. We have a great spot around the corner. It's a bit of a hole in the wall, but the salsa is incredible." Nina listened. She understood Maya. She knew tacos. She knew Tuesday. She even knew that hole in the wall meant a small, simple place. In her mind, Nina wanted to say, "That sounds wonderful. I love spicy food and I'm looking forward to getting to know everyone. Thank you for inviting me." But when she opened her mouth, the words got stuck. They felt too big for her throat. She felt her face getting warm. She felt like a child. "Oh, thank you," Nina said. Her voice was small. "Yes, tacos. Good." Maya smiled and nodded. "Great. See you then." When Maya walked away, Nina sat back in her chair. She felt a deep, sharp pain in her chest. It wasn't a physical pain. It was the pain of being half. She knew she sounded boring. She knew she sounded simple. Yes, tacos. Good. That wasn't Nina. That was just a shadow of Nina. That night, Nina sat on the floor of her apartment. She didn't turn on the lights. She watched the shadows of the rain move across the wall. She felt the most lonely she had ever felt in her life. She realized that the hardest part of moving wasn't the boxes or the cold weather. It was the silence. It was the feeling that she had lost her personality at the airport. The next day, Nina went to the grocery store. She needed to buy flour. The lights in the store were very bright. The store was full of carts and people talking. She found the baking aisle. There were 20 different types of flour. She didn't know which one she needed for bread. She saw an employee checking items. He was a young man with a name tag that said Ben. Nina walked towards him. She practiced the sentence in her head. "Excuse me, I'm looking for flour to make bread. Which one is best?" "Excuse me," Nina said. Ben looked up. "Yeah? Can I help you?" Suddenly the word bread disappeared from her brain. She looked at the bags of white powder. She felt her heart start to beat faster. I want for the food, Nina said. She pointed at a bag. Ben looked confused. For the food? Everything here is food. Do you mean cake mix? No, Nina said. She felt embarrassed again. Her face felt like it was on fire. The big thing you eat with soup. Ben stared at her for a second. Oh, bread. You mean bread flour? He reached up and handed her a bag. Here you go. Best in the shop. Thank you, Nina whispered. As she walked to the checkout, she felt like crying. It was just bread flour, very simple words, but it felt like a mountain she couldn't climb. She felt like her brain was a library where all the books had been moved to the wrong shelves. She knew the information was there, but she couldn't find it when she needed it. 3 months passed. Nina's English was getting better. She studied every night. She listened to podcasts. She wrote new words in a small notebook, and she kept the notebook in her bag. She knew more grammar. She knew more vocabulary too, but she still felt quiet. In meetings at work, she stayed in the corner. When her coworkers told jokes, she smiled, but she didn't join in. She was afraid that if she tried to be funny, she would say the wrong thing. She was afraid they would laugh at her. One Saturday, Nina went to a small community center. They were having a plant swap. People brought plants they didn't want and traded them for new ones. Nina loved plants. Back home, her balcony was a jungle of green leaves and red flowers. She brought a small succulent in a ceramic pot. The room was full of the smell of wet soil and green leaves. There were about 15 people there. They were all talking and laughing. Nina felt that old feeling of being alone again. She stood by a table with her little plant. An older woman with silver hair and a green apron walked over to her. Oh, what a beautiful succulent. Is that a jade plant? Yes, it is jade. It is very strong. Nina laughed gently. I need a strong plant. I'm terrible with them. I think I have a black thumb. Do you know that expression? Nina nodded. Yes, black thumb. You killed the plants. Exactly, Margaret said. I'm Margaret. What's your name? I am Nina. Well, Nina, tell me, how do I keep this little guy alive? Nina knew a lot about plants. She knew about sunlight and water and soil. She wanted to explain that this plant liked to be ignored. She wanted to say, this plant is like a cat. It wants you to leave it alone. Don't give it too much water or it will get sad. She took a deep breath. She didn't worry about the grammar. She didn't worry about being perfect. This plant, Nina started. She pointed at the jade. It is a very independent plant. It does not like to be hugged by water. Margaret laughed. Hugged by water? I love that. That is a perfect way to say it. Nina felt a little joy. Yes, if you give too much water, the roots, they go away. They rot. Just a little water, once a month. It is a lazy plant. A lazy plant for a lazy gardener, Margaret said. We are a perfect match. Nina laughed too. It was a real laugh. It wasn't a polite smile. For the first time in months, she felt connected with someone. That night, Nina looked at her notebook. She didn't write down a new word for succulent or soil. Instead, she wrote, I am becoming whole again. The real change happened in the 6th month. It was a Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. Nina and the rest of the team were sitting in the small restaurant. The air was thick with the smell of fried corn, onions, and spicy peppers. The music was loud and happy. Everyone was talking about a movie they had seen over the weekend. It was so bad, one of the designers, David, said. The acting was like watching a piece of wood talk to a rock. Everyone laughed. Nina was eating her taco. It was very spicy. Her eyes were watering. Nina, did you see it? Maya asked. Nina shook her head. She wiped her eyes with a napkin. No, I did not see the movie, but I think my taco is more dramatic than that movie. The table went quiet for a second. Nina felt her heart stop. Oh no, she thought. I said it wrong. I used the wrong word. Then David started to laugh. Then Maya. Then the whole table. Your taco is more dramatic, Maya repeated while laughing so hard. That is so true. Look at your face, Nina. You're crying. It is a very emotional taco, Nina said, a big smile spreading across her face. She had done it. She had made a joke. It wasn't a complex sentence, but it was her. Her personality had finally found a way through the English words. She wasn't just a shadow anymore. She was Nina. As the months went by, Nina realized something important. She stopped waiting for the day her English would be perfect. She realized that perfection was like a wall. It was something that blocked her from the people. When she made a mistake, she started to laugh. If she forgot a word, she used her hands to describe it. She realized that people didn't care if she used the past tense or present tense correctly. They cared about the light in her eyes. They cared about the emotional taco. They cared about her being. One evening, Nina was walking home from the bus stop. The rain was falling again, but it didn't feel like a secret anymore. It felt like a friend. She saw a woman standing at the corner. The woman was holding a map and looking around with a confused look on her face. Nina walked up to her. "Can I help you?" The woman looked at Nina. Her eyes were wide and worried. She spoke in a language Nina didn't know, and then she tried in English. Her English was very slow. It was very broken. "I want the train?" the woman asked. Nina smiled. It was the warmest, most gentle smile. She saw herself in the woman's eyes. She saw the half feeling. "Don't worry," Nina said. She spoke clearly and slowly. "The train is just 2 blocks that way. I am walking that way too. We can go together." The woman's shoulders dropped. She let out a long breath. "Thank you. I am sorry. My English is small." Nina walked beside her. "My English was small too," Nina said. "Sometimes it still feels small, but small is okay. Small is where we start." They walked together through the gray Seattle mist. Nina realized that having half a language wasn't a failure. It was a bridge. Because she knew what it felt like to struggle, she could be kinder to other people. Because she had to fight for every word, her words had more meaning. She wasn't Nina at home and Nina in English anymore. She was just Nina. A woman who was brave enough to live in a world of new sounds. A woman who knew that a smile is a language that everyone understands. When she reached her apartment, Nina looked at the boxes in the corner. There was only one left to open. She opened it and found her favorite old book from home. She put it on the shelf next to her new English books. They looked good together. She went to the window and looked at the city lights. She felt whole. She felt brave. She was ready for whatever the next page of her story would bring. Nina's story reminds us that we are so much more than the mistakes we make. Having half a language is not a sign of weakness. It is proof that you are brave enough to grow. Every time you try to speak, you are making progress. Be patient. Let's go one step at a time. Have you ever felt like Nina? Have you ever had a moment where you felt like your personality was lost in English? We would love to hear your stories in the comments. If you feel a little less lonely after listening to this story, please like and share it. We are so proud of your journey. See you in the next story.
Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more English Talks with Avie. You can explore more videos here. Thanks.